Here we are again. It is Wednesday, and welcome to In Your Own Image. Today we're going to talk about why you should want to have an NDE. An NBE. Why even strive for that? That's what I really want to tackle today. Like, what's the point? You know, orgasmic birth is nice. Ecstatic birth is nice. All these ways of birthing, I'm sure you've heard a decent story of giving birth and everything was fine and the baby's fine and they did it in the hospital and they had some interventions, but, everyone's fine. And the reason that I feel that this is so important and so necessary is because it's like a next level of a mystical experience that you're not going to have in any other situation. And it changes everything you know about life. It changes the connection that you have with your child. It makes it so like a knowing. I don't know how else to put it. It's like a knowing, like certain things and no one can ever take that away from you. There's a clarity that comes with it. There's a connection that comes with it. There is a compassion for people who have not experienced this that comes with it, because their lack of understanding, you now understand their lack of understanding. And this knowing that you come back from this experience with is unshakable. It's not anything that can be explained away by somebody else because or sort of twisted by somebody else because you know that this happened, you know where you came from, you know what you saw, you know what you felt, and it just shifts your reality completely into a space of love and compassion. And the child that you just birthed is also getting this feed. It's like think of it as a feed, like, I guess like I don't know why I said that word, but that's what it is. It's coming from you, it's going to them, it's coming from up above you, it's coming into you, it's going into the child. It's a download. It's the feed of the divine, and it happens for you and it happens for the child, because nothing that you do in that situation when you're in labor and you're giving birth, you're not intervening at all. You're letting it happen the way it's supposed to happen. And you're keeping the feed intact. And what you end up with is the full experience. I don't even know how else to say it. There are no words for this besides maybe mystical or ethereal, magical. But every one of those words falls short from the actual experience. So, birth bliss equals earth bliss. Birth trauma equals earth trauma. Birth joy equals earth joy. And I want to strive to bring this story to every woman so that they're like, yeah, wait a minute. Why am I getting all these interventions? Why am I doing all this? Because somebody else told me to do it. But I'm a woman and my body was designed to do this. Essentially, you're just another animal on the planet. You're a human being. You're a hybrid creature. You have a soul that comes from another place, which I've seen, by the way. And you're coming into this body, almost like if you've watched any of the sci-fi movies where like a human steps into like a machine, even in Avatar, it's the same. So your soul is who you are, and you're coming into this avatar, and you're here to make it a better place. And this is a joyful experience. It's also a freaking crazy experience, but the more people that we have who are birthed in this way on the planet, who have that deep knowing connection to love and compassion, and they get the full download at birth of who they truly are, that over time, obviously, is going to shift the consciousness of our whole planet into one of love. So it's not a small mission, but every single woman has to do her piece. And that's the way we make it happen. Every single one counts. Every single one counts. And you might think, oh, it's just one birth, it doesn't count. But that's how everything is made up of, like pieces, little tiny pieces, which create the one. And your story, the way you birth, is so important. The way that you hold space for another being coming onto this planet is so radically important. And it's something that has been taken away from women for a long time. And I think it's been feared for a long time. And there's a way to shift the experience where there is no fear and there is no pain and there's only bliss. That's what I'm looking to get across for people. That's what I really want everyone to understand, is that if you surrender totally in the situation, things can go far, far, far better than you could ever imagine. And you can come back after a split-second journey to another realm with information that very few people have. Where we come from, who we really are. When is the baby an actual human being? That's very controversial. But once you come back from the gates of life or picking up the soul of your child, you'll know. You'll know. It's when you come back with that soul, and it happens like that. It's a split second. You touch their hand with your hand, and boom, you're back. And then what? Reach down and pick up your baby. The soul is around before then. They're sort of waiting. It's like, waiting for your croissant to be lightly brown and crispy in the oven. It's not ready yet. You gotta wait, which is another reason why, going into the hospital and getting all those interventions, it's just like, it's not ready yet. Why are you forcing something that's not ready yet? It's not that beautiful toasty brown color on the outside of your croissant yet. And when push comes to shove, you got to jump in early as a soul. You get taken out of the womb before it's time, and then you've got to jump in. And I'm sure that the process is different than the process that I experienced. They literally have to jump in. It's like the trauma of dying unexpectedly, I would think, is very similar to the trauma of getting birthed unexpectedly. Like, oh shit, we're getting ripped out right now. Oh, okay, we gotta go now. Oh, wasn't ready, but I guess we're doing this. Okay, boom. And there's a panic that never leaves, that's imprinted. A panic, an anxiety, a distrust that's imprinted at that moment. So this is a very big deal because let's go to the next phase of this. Look at our society. It is so violent. We are addicted to violence. And if we're not doing it, most of us do not participate in epic destructive violence on a bloody scale, but we watch it. Every show is violent. There are very few that aren't. And if they aren't, they're just kind of boring. They're slow. There's no excitement. And that's another reason why, stories like mine you've probably not heard, because people who have a good story tend not to say it when everybody is really addicted to the drama. My story is a little bit dramatic, but on the good side of things. And that's good too. Like, people do want to hear that, like, radically amazing stories. So I'm happy that I can serve that up for you. But yeah, if we have, think about the people right now who are, the baby boomers, I guess, and their children who are really coming to, like, their choice point in life. Like, wait a minute, the veil is coming off their eyes, and they're like, oh, what's going on here? Hopefully. Maybe we shouldn't eat that. Maybe that is toxic. Maybe they're not telling us exactly what's going on. Maybe I don't need all these interventions because I'm giving birth. Maybe I'm not sick. Maybe I don't belong in the hospital. Maybe I could do this at home myself. And the violence that was present at their birth, that fear imprint that they have to override. And, the fear imprinted in the men, the violence of this country and most countries is just, it's kind of escalated. Well, I think it's escalated, but maybe not. Maybe this is just what humans are, because now I'm thinking of, like, that crazy movie that Mel Gibson did, Apocalypto, or what they did to Jesus. Like, humans are gnarly. But if we start birthing in this way, we can shift that core frequency. And if enough women birth this way and enough women shift that core frequency, we can shift the frequency of the planet. This is a big mission. This is an epic mission. And not only is it that, but it's a beautiful, beautiful experience for the woman giving birth, and for that child, and for anyone who is around watching it. It's life shifting. It is so beautiful that I was crying tears of joy for literally almost a year later. Honestly, I can tap into that frequency anytime I want to, because I know it so well. And that's one of the other things that you'll experience, is that when you come back from the gates of life and you open your eyes and you're sort of reorienting, like, what is going on right now? You take this with you. It is imprinted, and you can recall it whenever you want. You can recall that feeling. And the power of that is just unspeakable. I don't even know. Because you can look out at the world, you look with new eyes. You're looking out at the world with new eyes. You're seeing everything new and different. Trees look different. Grass looks different. The sky looks different. This whole place looks like a different kind of place. And your level of compassion for unawakened beings who are just stuck in the program becomes very real. It's very tangible. But you also start to recognize who is ready to hear the next level of information. and who just isn't. The radical awakening that happens, it's like many levels all at once. And not everybody's ready for that. And a birthing woman is ready for it because she's doing this thing, and it's just going to take you. It's going to be beautiful and glorious. And you're going to come back shifted and changed and upgraded in ways that you didn't know possible. But, there's none of the men can have this experience. And this is why I think, like, typically the women are the spiritual, what's the word I'm looking for? Guides, I guess, because they have this connection. If they so choose to allow it, and that's what it comes down into the end, allowing. You don't have to do anything special, but you do have to allow it, and you do have to not block it. Because those are powerful things that you can do. Like fear will block it. Any sort of distrust of your body is going to block it. So you really have to believe and trust that your body knows what to do. And if you get stuck there, just think about the human body for a minute and our planet and how complicated and intricate everything is. Clearly, there's a wisdom at work here that created the brain and our nervous system and the mitochondria and the cells and the blood and the heart. We could go on. And all the different creatures. Let that wisdom handle it and just get out of the way. And together we can create birthing bliss, earth bliss, birth bliss, earth bliss. And I think it's really important moving forward. We're moving into this era, an era of love and kindness. It's happening. So it's time to do it with intentionality for the role that you are playing, birthing the new human being onto this planet. Not one that is computerized, but one that is fully fed with the gloriousness of who we truly are. The men can't experience this in birth, but they experience it during their birth, right? So the woman can experience, let's say, labor. She's experiencing this epic thing in labor, but the child is getting it too. And this is the way we change humanity, by changing the way that the children come in without that initial trauma, without the initial imprinted fear, giving them the full feed of epic gloriousness. One by one, this is the way. So please consider this if you're having a baby, if you're looking to get pregnant, consider this option that you are creating the next wave of humanity. Your child does not belong to you, but you are a steward of that being. And that being has a mission on this planet, like we all do, to experience certain things. And if you're birthing in this way, you're probably bringing in a star seed, which is here to uplevel the frequency of the planet. As we know, that's what we are doing. So this is the best way to give them the best foot forward and to upgrade yourself in the process. So there's no downside to this. If you think of the other options that you have, there's a downside to kind of everything. There's no downside to this. This is epic. This is gorgeous. Zero downside. Why would you not choose this? And choose it with great conviction, knowing that you are an amazing creation that was created to do exactly this. And then go out there and do it and change the planet. Birth bliss, earth bliss. Let's do this, right? Let's do it. Do it. You can do it. Nobody else can. It's up to the women who are birthing the children to change the frequency of this planet. Literally. Get out there and do it.